Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Shri Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Hare Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Shri
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Bhaktivinoda,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna. I
Hare
think
Hare.
our speaker is here. Nili Govind Prabhuji. My Dharan Pranam to you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. So, Prabhuji, please take over. You enlighten us on Bhagavad Gita. And words, I have to check. It's 218, I think. Not sure.
15. 15 matters.
215, sorry. Yeah. Okay. 215 on Bhagavad Gita. So, Prabhuji, please take over. And thank you so much for your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, chapter number 2, text number 15. Yam hina vyavat petayanti ete purusham purusharshabha samadukkasya kandhiram somritatvaya kalpate. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O best among men, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Anyone who is steady in his determination for the advanced stage of spiritual realization and can equally tolerate the onslaughts of distress and happiness is certainly a person eligible for liberation. In the Varnashrama institution, the fourth stage of life, namely the renounced order sannyasa, is a painstaking situation. But one who is serious about making his life perfect surely adopts the sannyasa order of life in spite of all difficulties. The difficulties usually arise from having to sever family relationships, to give up the connection of wife and children. But if anyone is able to tolerate such difficulties, surely his path to spiritual relation is complete. Similarly, in Arjuna's discharge of duties as a Kshatriya, he is advised to persevere even if it is difficult to fight with his family members or similarly beloved persons. Lord Chaitanya took sannyasa at the age of 24, and his dependents, young wife as well as old mother, he had no one else to look after them. Yet for a higher cause, he took sannyasa and was steady in the discharge of higher duties. This is a way of achieving liberation from material bondage. Similarly, in Arjuna's discharge of duties as Kshatriya, he is advised to pursue even if it is difficult to fight with his family members or similarly beloved persons. Lord Chaitanya took sannyas at the age of 24, and his dependents, young wife as well as old mother, had no one else to look after them. Yet for a higher cause he took sannyas and was steady in the discharge of higher duties. That is a way of achieving liberation from material bondage. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vacham Mungam Langayate Giram Yatkripatamaham Bande Shri Guru Devitare Hare Krishna. So, this is prior to this, last week we have seen Matra Sparshashu Kaunteya Shita Ushna Shuka Dukada Agamam Painam Manityam Tam Titisva Subharata. The Lord is telling Arjuna, but my dear Arjuna, you should be free from these dualities. A sober person is not bewildered by these changes. And then now he's telling, person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. That means the dualities are not affecting or impacting him. Please understand. It's not affecting him. Is that possible, dear devotees? What do you think? Practically, becoming free from these dualities, is it possible? That Prabhupada is mentioning, one who is advanced or steady in determination for advanced stage of spiritual realization can equally tolerate the onslaught of distress and happiness, is certainly a person eligible for liberation. Now, let me ask this question. How many of you think that this is possible? How many of you think that one can become free from these dualities? Anyone? Anyone here that thinks that it is possible that we can become free from these dualities? Is it possible, dear devotees? Anyone? And how many of you think that it is not possible? Because why am I asking this is, if it is not possible, then Krishna wouldn't have spoken this. It is possible. How is it possible? We see the acharyas, their life. They are free from dualities. The problem here in this world is dualities. Problem itself is this. Let's say you go to hospital. We are in a perplexed state. Our health is not good. We just heard from some other person that this might be cancer. But we don't know. We go to the hospital. Dilemma. Is it cancer? Not cancer. Two things, na? Are we free from that? No. Why are we thinking that this is a problem? Because these two things, this is cancer, not cancer, is to who? It's to this body. Are we this body? Because what are we trying to do here is, we're trying to do an assessment. Through this assessment, we are understanding किधर से आ रहा है problem, from where this problem is coming. Why this duality is coming? Krishna here is telling it's a problem. Duality means it's a problem. Krishna is telling you come out of this. You will have a superior consciousness. Yam hi na vyavadiyante eti purusham purusharshabha samadukkasu kamdhiram samritvaya kalpate. He will come out of this bodily conception. He will come out of this janma mrityu jaravati. Who? The person has to be free from this duality. Samadukka sukha kshami. Samadukka sukha dhiram. A dhira, sober person. So to come out of those things, is it easy? No, it is not easy. Forget about easy, it is very difficult. One should really be Krishna conscious to come out of all these inebrities. The solution is that you become Krishna conscious. You become Krishna conscious, the solution is you will come out of those problems. If you are not Krishna conscious, we cannot come out of these problems. Krishna conscious what? Through the lens of Srila Prabhupada, through the lens of his followers. If we see the truth through them, through our spiritual master, if we see through them, through their lives, through their lens, through their vision, through their shravana, kirtana, then the dualities can be overtaken. Now the person is actually thinking that he's a cancer, but he might not have cancer also, but he is not thinking the other side. He's thinking that he will have. It's dualities. What is the duality? Is killing his consciousness. Let's say you want to put your child in a school and the fees is too much. You're trying to bargain. He said, let's say he said 50K. And then you are saying, can you please do 40K? He says, I cannot do. He said, let us discuss next week. You know what's going to happen until next week? He'll continuously think about that. Will he do 40? Will he do 50? Will he stay 50? Will he come to stop 40? It's a duality. But if we understand everything belongs to the Lord, every situation belongs to Him, every situation He is keeping us. I'm just an instrument. Everything belongs to Him. The moment I think like that, am I not free from these dualities? I am. If I begin thinking like this, am I not free from these dualities? Exactly, we are free from these dualities. That means the words of the Lord will actually help us to come out of those inebrities, difficult situations. Please understand this. That means simply when we are very submissive to the process of hearing through relation, we should feel that, yes, this person is my well-wisher. Let me hear from him. He doesn't have any expectation from me. He's a very sincere soul. Let me hear. Let me take. Because he is experiencing happiness now. Let me also experience that happiness. When we take that attitude, then we will also get that Shakti, empowerment. Krishna is telling you, just take it as is. Okay, you got cancer. What is the big deal? What's going to happen? You'll die. That's okay. You're not this body eventually. What's the problem? You leave this body, you'll get another body. If you are fully Krishna conscious, you'll go to spiritual world. What's the problem? But the moment we begin thinking through this body, this is where the problem. Some problem is here. Every problem is here only. All the problems are here. Because we begin thinking not on absolute truth, but we begin thinking on the relative truth. Relative truth means this body. At the end, eventually, I heard this from a lot of devotees, they say this. Practically, you should have money also. Yes, not what, we should have money. But that money is not the life. That money is used only for sustenance. To sustain, won't Krishna arrange or won't we have enough to maintain our life? We will have. Krishna gave Draupadi Amma Akshaya Patra. Why? Because she has that selflessness. Because she is not fear. Then there is fear, there is no selflessness. Please understand. She is not fearful. That's why Krishna gave her that Akshaya Patra. Because she is selfless. Because she wants to feed everyone first. That's why she is the right source to receive that Akshaya Patra. That means she is actually feeding everyone. So Srila Prabhupada went with 40 rupees. Actually, to be honest with you, he did not use that 40 rupees also. He went to West with 40 rupees only. He never used that 40 rupees. He never converted that also. He's protected. Not just protected. He created a mission. Out of from nowhere. How is that happening? If he would have been bogged down with the dualities, he would have been succeeded like that. He's not bogged down to the dualities. What is he doing? He's actually taking shelter of his spiritual master and the Lord. Through that shelter, what is happening? Immense strength is coming. Now to sit here, no, I didn't came to prepare. I didn't prepare. Oh, we क्या बोलेंगे? क्या discuss करेंगे? गीता माता जी को, श्याम रसिका माता जी क्या बोलेंगे आज? क्या है श्लोका? I don't even know the shloka. No idea. Which shloka is also coming? No idea. What are we doing? What should we do? What am I doing? Depending on whom? Depending on the spiritual master, depending on Srila Prabhupada, depending on their mercy. If they give mercy, then the words will come. If they don't give mercy, words will not come. What is this state? Is it free from dualities? It is free from dualities. Because what is there? There is no expectation here. What is here? Only depending on their mercy and then speaking. The words. Whose words are these? Their words. If everyone is appreciating, where the appreciation should go? Because they are appreciating who? Are they appreciating this body? No, they are appreciating the consciousness. They are appreciating the words which are coming from the consciousness. Who is the source for that consciousness? Krishna. Where are the words coming from? Words of the acharyas. Who is giving mercy? Acharyas are giving. Spiritual master is giving. That means if a person is appreciating, where the appreciation should go? Should it go to me? No, it should go to the root. What is that root? Our acharyas, our spiritual master. Now, why am I telling this is not just appreciation, chastisement is also come. Then what do? Appreciation is easy to take. Chastisement, is it easy to take? No, it is not easy to take. This is what, na? Appreciation, chastisement. This is not dualities, it is dualities. That means if you are affected with appreciation, we are affected with chastisement also. Hare Krishna. Please understand. That means we should understand the root for both. Appreciation, who is the root for that? Or Acharya Gyan. Chastisement, who is the root for that? Acharyagan? No. We. Appreciate chastising who? We. Who should we? Who? How should we take? Humble state. That means if I'm accepting appreciation and chastisement on both on same state, both on same level, just like Rupa Goswami, he kept the chest Sparshamuni, the touchstone in the garbage can. Just touchstone, whatever you touch, it becomes gold. Rupa Goswami, why did you keep there? Why is it like that? Because they're free from everything. They're not part of this. They're here, but they're not part of this world. Please understand. Can we become that? Can we get that state? Yes, exactly. We can get that state in this very lifetime. All you need is right attitude to accept it. If we are little submissive, if we have love, respect to our Acharyagan, our spiritual masters, Srila Prabhupada, if we have utmost reverence to them, then they give us as a gift. How and when? When they will give us as a gift? If we have good attitude. If we really want to come out of these dualities, then they give. Then they will also ask, oh, you want to come out of these dualities? What do you do after coming out of these dualities? Serve them. Otherwise, why should they give? What is the whole point of giving? Service. If you are not doing service, what is the point? Does it make sense? It doesn't make any sense. Is it helping us? It is not helping us. That means appreciation we will accept, but chastisement or putting us down will not accept. You should accept both on the same. It's very important. We will accept this only when we have a strong connection with the root. Otherwise, I'm telling you now, it's impossible to come out of these dualities. Big personalities, they cannot come out of these dualities. What to speak of us? We are like minute, Mamevamsho, Jio, very minute part and parcel. We cannot come out of these dualities. Do you understand? It's not easy to come out of these dualities. That means you should take complete shelter. That's me. I'm your servant, you're my master. Please tell. If we have this attitude, then we will understand. That state has to be established. Otherwise it is impossible. Otherwise it is very difficult. All these dualities will kill us actually. Through these dualities only Raga Dvesha will also come. Because if the dualities are kicking into our consciousness, that means we have an expectation that is not met. Problem. We're affected with dualities. Through that, what happens? As we are affected with the dualities, Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsara, they manifest more. Because that dualities is actually like lighting up the fire, lighting up the anarthas, unwanted things which are there in the heart. Now, Arjuna was going through all those things in chapter 1. He's actually sharing all of those things. But still, after sharing all of those things, we discuss this, that he was in a difficult state. He was grief-stricken. That's why Krishna is telling solution for all those things. That means we have problem. We might have relationship problem. We might have family problem. We might have financial problem. We might have job problem. We might have health problem. Those are problems. What is the solution for that? This is the solution. Take shelter. If you are taking shelter, we come out of those problems. The moment you come out of those problems, what is happening? The faith in their words is intensified. That you become attached to them more and more. Dear devotees, please we should never be attached to the activity. We should be attached to the person. The truth which they are giving, we should be attached to that. When we are attached to that, then Vishwam Purnam Sukhalaya. That means this entire material world will not be a problematic place for us, but it is a greatest place. It is a joyful place for us. It's not a problematic place. It's a joyful place. That means becoming free from this attachment is very, very important. Let's say there is a loss. Let's say you give money to your friend, thinking that he'll give that money to you. He said, I will give. I am your friend, na. Dost I will give you. He said, I will give you $10,000 in 6 months. For that 6 months, I pay a little interest also. And then you want to help your friend, and then you give. He's not lifting your phone. He's not connecting to you. He changed his location. That means he cheated you. $10,000 gone. At this state, at this moment, are we seeing this as a mercy of the Lord? If you are not seeing this as a mercy of the Lord, this is where the dualities will affect us. This is exactly Arjuna is going through a problem. He has to kill his family members. It's a difficult problem. But to solve that problem is submitting to the Lord. This is a problem. $10,000 this person has taken from us. It's a problem. We need that money. As the money is not there, you're continuously thinking about that. The person who has taken money, he's happy. The person who has given the money is suffering. That means he had a gain, we had a loss. That means one person is happy, other person is in distress. Now exactly after a few years, reverse will happen. You will be on the receiving end and he'll be on the giving end. That means you'll be happy because you got the money. Later on, he'll be in distress because he lost the money. That means why this happy, distress, happy, sad, why is this coming? Because we are actually seeing, we are actually connecting ourselves through that. This is a whole problem in this world. We are connecting ourselves through that. We should never connect ourselves to that. Why are we connecting ourselves to that? Did Krishna told us to connect like that? Who told us to connect like that? It is our wish, our own will. We are connecting like that. We have to suffer. For example, if my meditations is towards material, then suffering will come. That means we are in dualities. Now, how can we be free from dualities? If you are connecting to that, we can never be free from dualities. There's a health problem. There is this problem. You are not that. Why are you? Okay, no doubt we have to take care of this body. I'm not saying that we should ignore this body. We cannot do that. Superficially, we cannot ignore. That's not possible. We have to take care of this body, but we need to understand this is temporary. This body can be gone any moment through an accident or through health crisis or through diseases. This body has to be gone. That means if my investment is on something which is gone, is that investment a good investment? Now you tell me. If you are investing on something, you know that will not be there. Do you invest there? Simple logic, na? Let's say you are in India, your friend told you, in Mumbai, in the outskirts of Mumbai, there is a land which is for less price. You're in US, you can send dollars. I will book that land for you. And then you're thinking, and he's telling, if you invest now, that money, let's say if you invest at 50,000, that money will become 100,000 in few years because the land value is increasing. Now you're thinking it's a good investment. But somebody else told you, that area is a very dangerous area. People will take away the land. Even if you have papers, people will take away the land. That means your 50K will be at loss. Somebody else is telling. Now there are two things here. Either you invest or you don't invest. If you invest, the money you lose. Do you invest there? You'll never invest there. Because there is a loss there. You don't invest there. Exactly. Why are we investing on this? Which is in a temporary state. What is this? This body. See, our investment should also be practical. Not that we completely reject this body. We invest on this body also. Why? We honor Krishna Prasad. We take care of this body. Huh? We don't eat unwanted things. like junk food, anything like that, because we want to protect this body. Why? To serve the Lord. That means there is a purpose of that investment also. Please understand. If the purpose of that investment is that, that means even if this body is affected with cancer, still you'll be happy because you're investing this body for His pleasure, for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of the spiritual master. You're investing this body for their happiness. This is becoming free from realities. But if you are investing this body for our own endeavor, you are immediately affected with dualities. I'll write it down this. Immediately we are affected with dualities. We cannot perceive what's happening with us because we are seeing ourselves through this body. Immediately when the problem comes to this body, oh, we are totally out of bond. I know a practical example also. Many examples. I'll tell one example. This devotee is about to leave his body. He came to know that he has to leave this body. But this devotee, he did so much service all through his life. He left the body at the early stage only. Through that leaving, he was expressing so much gratitude. So much gratitude. I thank for this situation. I thank for this disease. Because all these situations and these diseases helping me to take more and more shelter. I'm seeing the presence of the Lord. He's thanking them. This is becoming free from dualities. I'll take another example. Another person who is unable to understand the absolute truth. He is going through so many turbulences during the difficult stages. Because he's thinking about his wife, thinking about his children, thinking about his job, thinking about money, so many other things, thinking about so many complications. And among the midst of so many of these things, he left the body. You know what kind of body he'll get? A body filled with problem, body filled with anxiety. Because that is how the consciousness was being left. That is how the consciousness, the soul left that particular body. Please understand. But the moment he's connected with the Acharyagan, with the spiritual master, his vision is totally different. Now that person can only become free from devotees. No one else, dear devotees. Please understand this. No one else can become free from devotees. Only those personalities who have deep connection, they can become free from devotees. And this is possible. Arjuna did it. All the Acharyas did it. Srila Prabhupada did it. His wonderful followers, they did it. Why can't we? By their mercy, we can also do that. By their blessings, we can also do this. We can also perceive that. This is the root connection. This is actually Krishna consciousness. Life is simple, dear devotees. Only two things. If you are Krishna conscious or not, there's nothing else. Are we Krishna conscious or not? That we need to understand. If you are Krishna conscious, you are free from dualities. If you are not Krishna conscious, we are attached to this material nature. That means we are with dualities. That means those dualities will actually affect us. See, devotees also go through dualities, but how much it is affecting, that is what matters. Prabhupada has a lot of dualities in his life. Sometimes there is profit, sometimes there is loss, sometimes there is complete loss. That is actually leading to dualities only, but he was not infected, he was not impacted by that. The external changes shouldn't impact the consciousness because consciousness is what matters. We should hold this consciousness. We should actually preserve this consciousness. This turbulence, this disturbance. We should preserve this state of consciousness. How does one preserve this consciousness? Is continuously in that state. Continuously in that meditation. Only those persons will preserve this. No one else can preserve. These are the examples. I know beautiful souls. Listen, really, I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate in my life. I met wonderful souls in our movement. Beautiful souls. They're very selfless. And through that association only, through their perception only, I am getting a desire to become selfless. Who is the source for that? They are the source for that. I'm aspiring for that state. Yes, we should become selfless. We should serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Because this mission of Srila Prabhupada is only for the persons who are selfless. That's what we discussed on Lord Chaitanya's appearance day. Selflessness is a quality which we need to perceive. And for that, we need to become free from dualities. These are actually steps, dear devotees, to become more and more sincere, to become more Krishna conscious. They should see persons who are selfless. Then we aspire for that selfless state. If we don't see persons, how can we aspire for selflessness? Books are great, but you should see examples also. We're actually doing it. Now, let's say there is a preacher who has $1 million home and is preaching and is telling everyone, yes, Krishna consciousness is the best. You should become selfless. He has $1 million home. What is that showing? Is that any match? There's no match. Will the people be inspired through that? I don't think so. That means if a person is speaking, that means only as some information is being changed, is being passed on. Not the heart. The anarthas will stay like that only. It will not come out. This person is with the dualities. Please understand. We should come out of the duality, the devotees. We should aspire for that. If we get that kind of association, we aspire for that. Dear devotees, please understand, if we are with dualities, this material nature will keep us in so much suffering. We'll suffer so much in this world. I practically see so many persons, their life, they're suffering so much. Why? Because they're afflicted with dualities. They should understand. We should immediately try to come out because this is emergency time for us. That's what I would like to share, because it's important. Anyone would like to add anything? Have any questions on dualities? Because that's what we discussed today. How, and we also discussed the solution, how a devotee will become free from that. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone would like to add? Otherwise, we'll conclude here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madhava Pranam all Guru Maharaj. So Prabhuji, we know that the material world is, based on the system of duality, Sukha, Dukha, hot and cold, and, day and night. And now we're living in the material world. So, and we become part of it. Plus, we have these conditioned life and modes of material nature. And there's so much more, which is grasping us. And then from that we have to be like selfless. Like you give a very good example of how, even if some property you buy, if there's no benefit, you have, I mean, for example, the body, I mean, investment, something you're talking about, that how is it connected to the impermanent situation of the body? Why make that investment? That is true, but everybody living in the world lives in such a way that we will not die. When the health crisis comes, we make sure we become okay, and we cannot just uh, we might say, yeah, we want to go back to godhead, but the point is that we are living in this duality world, and we feel we don't want to die, and it's not easy to like seeing all these factors to be like in a situation of not being in a duality. Thoda sa problem aayega, so we feel that that becomes like a mountain, and when it gets solved, then we're like, oh, it's okay now, and then again we go forward, then again we are moved a little bit. So I know you explained very nicely in your class. Maybe I was not listening carefully, but I'm just speaking from my perspective. If you can give some thought.
Definitely. It is
Yeah.
not easy. Who said it is easy?
Okay.
For Arjuna, it was difficult. For us, it will be easy.
No, it won't be
Arjuna
easy.
only, it was difficult for him. Arjuna has beautiful consciousness. For him, it was difficult. What to speak of us? We're very teeny. That's what we discussed also. It's very difficult. Very difficult to become free from dualities. That's why first thing you need to understand,
Yeah.
just like it is difficult for us, it is difficult to everyone in this world. For example, all of you are practicing Krishna conscious. It is difficult for us to become free from dualities. That means if it is difficult to me, it is difficult to my brother. If it is difficult to my sister, brother devotee, sister devotee, it's difficult to them. That means if it is difficult to me, if it is difficult to them, then why am I finding faults with them? That means this material nature is changing our consciousness. Material nature is impacting us. Material nature is pulling us down by putting us in different situations and then telling us to find faults here, find faults there. Why don't we accept them as is? It's difficult. Please understand, accepting the other person as is, that itself is difficult. Forget about becoming free from these dualities. I just gave an example, right? If a preacher he has $1 million woman preaching. Well, one vision is this. What is that one vision? If he's telling that, he should follow that. Okay, that is one vision. What is the other vision? He's at least speaking. Today or tomorrow, he'll do that. He'll get that realization. He'll come to that state. Positivity. Please accepting as is. The person who is hearing, he should understand. This person is trying at least. Let me be neutral. Why should I find faults? Why should I find faults with them? The moment I begin finding faults with the other person, the dualities are impacting us. That means what are we seeing? We are seeing ourselves as great, the other person as less. Is that not affected with dualities? It is affected with dualities. Then what is the solution? That is what I said now. The solution is also when we take complete shelter, understanding that this is the only way, the only hope for us. When we have that state, and when we follow their words as is, immediately will come out of this dualities. This is this body. We accept this body, but we also accept that this body can be gone any moment. Please understand, when you understand you are with something that can be gone at any moment, do you be more attached to it because it is gone at any moment? On the
No.
other side, yes, right? On the other side, we will not be, but we should understand why are we kept here? That means, what is the purpose of this body? To maintain this body nicely. What is the reason for that? Is it for sense gratification? No. It is for doing the service of the Lord. The moment I see from that perspective, what happens is we are free from dualities. That is the whole point. No? That is the whole point of why Krishna is actually telling to Arjuna, you become free. That is the whole reason. But the moment we see that from that perspective, then our vision to this world is totally different. We are with them, but we are not with it. We are with this body, but we are not with this body also. That vision should come. It's very important. Otherwise, these dualities will actually drain our consciousness. It will drain. It will take us away. Correct. So we should see the life of our acharyas. Are they free from these dualities? Yes. How are they free from these dualities? Because their absorption is completely Krishna conscious. Now we can say we are in this material world. Still, you can be absorbed in Krishna consciousness. What is the problem? We say conditioning. We can come out of this conditioning. What is the problem for that? Conditioning is coming through our attachments. The conditions are removed when we are free from our attachments. If you do not have any attachment, you are not conditioned. Why are we conditioned? We are not conditioned. Let's say I have responsibilities. That is not conditioning. Having responsibilities is not conditioning. Parikshit Maharaj also had responsibilities. We are having responsibilities only for our family. Parikshit Maharaj was responsible for this whole creation. He was more responsible than us, but he was Krishna conscious. He immediately left everything. The moment he heard that he has to live, he has to leave his body in 7 days. The moment that comes to us, are we in that state to leave our body? We are not. That means we are conditioned. How are we convinced? Through our attachment. So we should find ways and means to become free from this attachment. We are responsible. Responsible person doesn't mean that he's attached. Responsible person is also not attached. That is also being done. Responsible person is attached to the root. Through the root, he's serving everyone. So everything we should connect to the root. If we are not connecting to the root, that is a problem. The moment we are not connected to the root, we are attached. We are attached to these dualities. Is that okay, Amma?
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, just like the best thing that you mentioned is about we should follow our acharyas, and see their example.
That is our life. That is our life. There is nothing. Our acharyas are spiritual master. That is our life.
Like I was remembering when Srila Prabhupada would travel and he would never get jet lag, otherwise we will. So he was beyond this sleep of 6 hours, 8 hours we talk about. And he would always attend Mangal Aarti. So he would break that, material nature. So he would just remove it. That he would not let the material nature disturb him. And he continued vigilantly. So thank you, Prabhuji.
Exactly.
Thank you for the answer.
Exactly.
And the class was so nice. If others can unmute and ask questions, thank you.
Great. Anyone else? Otherwise.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you Prabhuji for the wonderful class, because every moment we are faced with choices and it's affecting us because of the duality and conditioning. So Prabhuji,
Your voice is low.
Oh, okay, sorry. Prabhuji, can you hear me better?
Yes.
Yes. So, since we have to make choices with spiritual consciousness and with Krishna consciousness and want to please the Lord, and the only thing we have is the result to understand that something is going right or wrong. So, because that's the reaction we get from what we are doing, like whether we are doing one service or the other service. And how do we understand what is the best choice to make?
We should actually inquire. We should actually share our heart. We should inquire from them. We should share the situation. And through that situation, they will tell us what is right. We should actually take their opinion. Whomever we feel we are closely connected, we should talk to them. This is a situation. This is what is happening. What should I do? Just like Arjuna asked Krishna. We should do that. That is a solution for this. Because every person's situation is different. So the Lord will give solutions to different individuals in different ways. So the best thing is we should inquire. When we begin inquiring them, we'll get the solution. That's the easiest, that's the best way. Making sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. But again, only you know your full situation. And when you're asking senior devotees and they are all giving you different answers, then how do you understand which one to follow?
That's interesting. That's a very important point which you mentioned. We should ask one person. We should put faith on that person and then follow the words. If you have any discussion, you should discuss with that person. And that you should find that kind of a person. Because every person is different. Where our faith is satisfied, where we are getting our faith from. When we understand that, then we will move forward. Otherwise, 10% will tell 10 things. Which one will follow? It's difficult. We don't know which one to follow. That's exactly happening. Arjuna was telling 10 things. He was not satisfied. Then what happened? He submitted. Then he asked. Then Krishna gave the solution. He accepted. Simple. So that's how it is. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Try to
Prabhuji.
find
Hare Krishna.
what is the solution for that. There's no other solution. Hare Krishna. Thank you. All right. Thank you all very much. We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this lecture class. Bless represents all the Vaishnavas, one chapter for the Rusha.
Vanikyo Vaishnavikyo Namah.
अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
की
जय।
जय
प्रभुपाद की
की
जय।
जय
नील गोविंद प्रभु जी की
की
जय।
जय
ऑल संभव डिवोटीज की जय।
जय
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत
हरे
प्रणाम।
कृष्णा।
हरे
दंडवत
कृष्ण
प्रणाम।
हरे
थैंक यू
कृष्ण
प्रभु जी।
हरि
हरि बोल।
थैंक यू हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि
हरि
बोल।
बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल